We want it to be really sort of seamless. So whether you're, doing communications, whether you're doing, warehousing or manufacturing or supply chain or productivity.
So what I want to do, instead of just looking kind of at the next release, one release, two release down, maybe we can look a little further ahead, maybe forward 3, 4, or 5 years. Is there anything you can share with the listeners about, the vision of Business Central, areas where you see the most action or improvement relative to where we are today?
Yeah, no, I agree. I think, the future is very bright for Business Central, and really excited. So I'll pick kind of a couple areas. The first one, I'll say we want the product just to be seamless and delightful. And when I say this, I'm really talking the full spectrum. So from, a partner implementation point of view, I'll take, perf and scale. With SaaS, that should be a thing you never think about. You don't have to do a lot of planning. You can just deploy and count on, whatever size database or number of transactions. Microsoft takes care of that for you. From a implementation point of view, just trying to make it easier to sort of get up and running. But perhaps most critically, from an end user point of view, just making the product easier to use, delightful, fun. When you think about ERP and business apps, you often think about big and complex and sort of deployments. And people are always trying to add sort of the sort of their wrinkles. And I think that we're going to really try to sort of surprise people on how they can come to work excited about using their business apps. Actually, something that people really love and enjoy. And so I think whether you're an end user, a partner, an SI, I think Business Central is really going to kind of evolve there. The second big place, sorry, I'm going to give a long answer, but you asked about the vision, and this gets me excited.
Yeah.
And this is not going to be a surprise. It's going to be about integration. You're going to see us continue to work across with Office and Teams, across Power Platform, other Dynamics apps, third parties, and really ensuring that people don't have these sort of gaps or sort of potholes on their ways of experience. We want it to be really sort of seamless. So whether you're doing communications, whether you're doing warehousing or manufacturing or supply chain or productivity, bringing those things together, and that's part of the value proposition Microsoft can really bring, because we do have so many assets in those places, and we'll also do it via partnerships. If you're want to make sure you connect with your shipping provider or with your tax authority or whatever it may be, just having that integration be super seamless and really sort of end to end. And then the last one, is really James Phillips has talked about this quite a bit. If folks don't know James, he kind of runs sort of the all-up Dynamics and business applications at Microsoft. And we really do think the future is going to change in terms of how people think about sort of data and intelligence. And so today, typically what happens is people go, they enter data in a form, they save it, they retrieve it, they do views later. And of course, people will do that, but we see a much more automated world where even things as basic as sending out a quote and getting back an invoice, there's still a lot of manual data entry. So how can we sort of automate everything from sort of the gathering data? How can we have sensors, getting information if I'm a field person, maybe just knowing where I am with my phone shows what activity. Then how do we, reason over that data and actually do analytics and sort of have insights on that, saying, hey, this is an oddity or this is a thing you can look at. And then most importantly, how do we actually have actions? How can we suggest, hey, maybe you should contact this customer, or maybe this thing is less reliable and you should replace this, or maybe you should order these things ahead of time in your supply chain. And so I think the world of intelligence is really going to change. Maybe we'll talk more about this later, but I've heard in the past, AI is super exciting, but an SMB maybe less so, because we know our customers, we know our businesses, we're not that complex. And I think there's some truth to that, that there is some more complexity in sort of larger enterprises, but part of that's just been a failing of the industry to bring AI to the masses, to make it easy enough to use that it's actually something that will sort of have that benefit. And so we have to make it easier to use. The scenario is obvious. And if you're talking 4 or 5 years, I think you'll see a sea change there.